Is it?
Yeah, it's fine. All right, so what we're gonna do, we're gonna, this is the first one. This is the first interview, guys, and we're gonna learn from this one, and just moving forward, just gonna get better,
okay.
right?
Yeah, it's completely fine, bro.
So right now, he's actually gonna be talking about the class. He got the topics. So we're gonna go one topic. Whenever he finish one topic, we move to the next, and then that way on the YouTube video, I can cut it, and that way you guys can skip to whichever part you guys want. So the floor is yours, brother.
Yeah. So obviously we're gonna start with the arc passive trees, right? Oh wait, you have to do it here. Okay, so there's a couple things you can do here. There's a Sonic build out there, right? Where you don't play Bloodthorn. And then there's also like a 50-50 alternative where you don't go full Swift, you go 50-50 crit and Swift. But from what I played, I don't know, if you can go Bloodthorn, you should always go Bloodthorn. And on Predator, it's very powerful. So there's nothing really here to see, then I think you just go Bloodthorn in every scenario. Obviously, when we have Belshazzar gear and you get some gear, these nodes might change a little bit, but because you won't need as much crit rate, right? But the essence is the same. You will just go Bloodthorn. In my opinion, it's the best build, and that's what you should run in this page.
So that will be for the evolution points, right?
Yes, for the Evo sides.
Okay. All right.
I mean, this is now we're going over to the Enlightenment, right? This is very standard. There's nothing really to change here.
Okay.
Yeah, this is just what you need to run.
That's pretty straightforward, that one.
Yeah, you just copy this, and yeah, that's what you run.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And for the leap?
Yeah, and then for leap, it is possible if you don't need mana, right, at all, then you can do this and get more damage here. But I run this because
mana is a huge problem.
Yeah, mana is a problem in. It is a problem in Predator if you're not careful, or if you're not running food. If you're not running food, it's definitely a problem. But I always eat food, and I'm still
Right.
So I run this, and then the extra speed, the casting speed is pretty nice on the T skill here, because I run the charging T skill, and it's very nice having that extra speed there.
Those extra points, we're gonna have them later on with Versace, right? At the bottom.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
This is just Belshazzar. Yeah, this is irrelevant for now.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, that's pretty good. Right. Now we're gonna go with the skills and tripods and runes. Yeah.
So for Predator, tripods is nobody really has anything different. The only thing that people change is this skill, Final Blow.
Yeah, that's what I.
This is a lot of people don't really they don't run this because, or not a lot of people, but some people don't run that skill because they want to run punishing Joffers. If like 2 counters is preferred in a raid, it was very preferred having, because I was running this skill during the first mode, because having 2 counters was very nice. It was very comfortable. But now with tier 4 being out, and like TFM isn't a thing anymore, the raids are less counter heavy, I don't run it, and I don't see a point in running it anymore. Now, I heard that Mountain Cleave is now technically more damage.
Oh, I was going to ask you that since I play. So I play Final Blow and also the other one that you mentioned, the Mountain, over the Final Sword. But I'm pretty sure Final Sword is big damage, right?
Fatal Sword, you never drop.
You never drop it?
This. Yeah, you never drop. Fatal Sword.
Okay.
It's like very.
It's mandatory, right?
Yeah. It is mandatory.
All right, that's good.
Mountain Cleave you can take over a Final Blow, but I just dislike the skill.
Yeah. So I don't. The reason why I like it is because on my Berserker, those are the skills that I have, so I'm already used to it.
Right,
you get what I'm saying?
So you're used to it. Yeah, that makes complete sense. But I don't. I just, first of all, I dislike this icon. I don't like it.
So it's a personal preference.
It's just personal. Yeah. I'm never gonna run this skill because first of all, I don't like the animation, and I just don't like it on my bar. So I'll always run this.
That's good. That's good. And so the runes, they're gonna be pretty much the same.
Okay. So yeah, there's a couple things you can do here. A lot of people take conviction judgment, right?
Right. You don't
I
do
get a
it?
lot of questions. I think I get a lot of questions saying you need conviction, or why don't I run conviction
Wow,
judgments?
this is big. This is big, guys.
I don't run it at all because first of all, I'm not I CBA during the raid thinking about
Conviction judgment.
conviction judgments.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't
yes.
want to do that.
I don't
And
blame you.
I'm also not very good. Like if you're very
I
good
hate.
at knowing that, like, okay, my conviction judgment is up right now,
Right,
but
right.
my brutal impact, my volcanic is not off CD, so they're not going to be in the window.
That's
So,
true.
for example, if conviction judgment is, or sorry, if conviction is on final blow and furious claw is on judgment,
Yeah.
you're going to plus furious claw first.
Right.
So it doesn't proc it.
Yes.
So you have it up. So you have it up when brutal is actually off CD. If you're
Right.
good at managing that,
Yep.
if you're good at managing those things during a raid, then of course it's probably more damage. But for me, I just CBA and I don't do that.
This is
So
major. This is major, including for myself because most people play like the way he's saying it, like including myself. But this
yeah,
is
if you just proc it whenever the fuck, then I don't think. Oh, sorry. Wait,
guys.
can
All
I
right.
swear?
It's all right. It's all right.
If you just proc it whenever, then I don't think it's very good. Then I think you should be running.
So you
But
mainly
if you're
run
ooming,
what
if you're ooming, then
is big.
then it's probably good.
No,
Yeah,
yes,
if you're running
definitely.
out of mana, then you might have to run it.
Right. So
But if you're
what you
running out
change
of mana and
instead?
you're sorry,
We
continue.
research.
Sorry. What did you say? Sorry.
What runes you use instead?
Just quick recharge. Yeah, I use legendary quick recharge on Fierce Claw, purple on Wild Rush, and blue on Final Blow.
Okay, okay. All right,
Yeah,
that's good to know. And
that's what I run.
that's a level 10 gem right there that you have the dimension.
Oh, yeah, that's a level 10 gem.
Little small whale, so little whale, huh? And so
I'm a sizable salmon. I'm not a whale bear.
Jeez. All right, so we'll go with the gems now. The gems.
Yeah, so the gems are the type of the skills you run the gems on are pretty standard.
Right.
There used to be a little. There used to be some confusion. Wait, let me show it here. It's a little easier. There used to be a little confusion about running CD on Final Blow or on Furious Claw.
Right.
But Furious Claw is just better because you proc CR, or sorry, quick recharge more often if you have quick recharge, right? So that's why I run it.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, this is just what.
And then engravings and stones.
Yeah, right. So there's a couple of things, right? Obviously, for a lot of classes, including Predator Slayer, Grudge and Adrenaline is still the best one to have on the stone, right? This is just the engravings you run, by the way. There's not really any deviation. You just run this. It's the best thing, or it's the best build. This is what you run. But what to have on the stone does, obviously, Grudge Adren is the best thing to have, right?
For more damage, huh?
Yeah, for more damage. It's just the best. But you can run. It's less preferred, but you can run Adrenaline. It's a good stone as well. Again, if you have it, it's a good stone to run Adrenaline Ray Captain. It's not bad at all. But if you're like me and you're stuck, because I have a 9/7, right? So I'm not gonna recut a 9/7 because that's never gonna happen.
Right.
So I just run a 9/7 with Ambush Master. Even though Ambush Master is pretty bad to have on the stone, if you have a 9/7, it's whatever, and you just gotta run with it, right?
Yeah, right. You just gotta deal with it.
Yeah, you just gotta deal with it. Mass increase is the same as as Ambush Master, I think.
Pretty
I
much
haven't
the same
really.
damage.
Yeah, I don't know. You kind of want these two on your secondary engraving on the stone.
Okay.
Yeah, that's basically it. You just want, if you can, you want to Grudge Adren. Obviously, they're the most expensive ones, right? So if you can't, I mean, I'm in the same boat, right? It's unlucky. When I was going for a 9/7, I was buying Grudge Adren.
Yeah.
And I bought the whole market, and then there were no Grudge Adren left. And then I bought one Adren Ambush Master, and I instantly got a 9/7. Like, it's just...
No, you gotta stay with that, for sure.
It's just unlucky. Like, yeah, it just happens. You just gotta go with what you have, man.
I don't even have 197 yet, so imagine. Yeah. And all right, so what about the Awakening skill and the Hyper Awakening? Hyper skill, I mean?
Yeah, so... Your T skill is the Hyper Awakening is always the same. You're always going to use Ragna. There's no difference. If you cannot use the other one, it's way less damage.
Okay.
You just use this every time. Yeah, you have to stim because some people use this to be cheap and don't stim for a pull. You can't do that, bro.
Oh, so what is the difference between one and another for no stim? Why? Because that
If you use this, when you can use this before or like right as you enter,
get the meter.
and then you get full meter.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
and then you don't
yeah,
have to
yeah.
stim.
Oh,
But
I see.
mean,
I
it's
see. I see.
but you can't. I mean, if it's your main, then
Just
I
stim,
guess then
yeah.
you shouldn't do it. If it's your alt, then whatever. But
Right,
yeah,
makes sense.
if
Makes
we're
sense.
talking if we're talking about the highest damage, then you should run this every
Right,
time.
that
There's
makes
no. And then I used to run this because it's way faster, right? If you, I can show it real quick.
Yeah.
This one that I'm running now,
I use that
it's
one
a
too.
little, yeah, it's a little charge up time. It's not the fastest, right? This one I was using for a little bit. Oh wait, wait, 1 second. This one I was using for a little bit. The other one, the stabby one, and it's not that bad, right? It still does a decent amount of damage,
But it's just faster.
but it's way fast. It's way faster. Yeah,
Oh,
you just
wow,
stab
yeah.
and it's way faster.
Right.
I was using that one for a while, but then people were telling me that I was trolling, and then I tried using.
I know how the shot is, bro. They always. They always.
And then yeah, exactly. I tried using the other one, and it just does way more. Like it's every time I press it in a raid, it does like 1 billion.
Hey, that 1
It
billion
just-
is good.
Yeah, just 1 billion every time. It's just a free 1 billion
That's
if you press the
great.
button. It's just you can't not. I don't know. I feel like you have to run this.
Yeah, that's
Also
the one I run too.
now it's fine to run the other one. It's not that bad. But with Belshazzar, we're gonna get like stuff like this, right?
It's gonna increase damage.
And it's gonna be like here. I think it's this one where it's only one. The charge gets decreased by 1, so you full charge it only once. Here you see 2 bars, right?
Right.
And with this,
you charge it only once.
Yeah, with that skill, you're only just charged it once. So it's like, and it increases the damage, right? So it's definitely, you should run this when we get Belshazzar. It's pretty much the only choice, and you should run that one. You should run the charge one. Yeah, you should run the charge one. Even now, I don't think you should run the other one. But if you're comfortable running the other one, it's not that big of a problem. For now,
that's how I feel. That's how I feel like playing like using both. I feel like the damage is kind of like similar. It's not like a huge difference, but I see that it changes later on with the Versace stuff on the lip side.
Yeah, I think it's really, especially in gates like G3 Taymine. This is just an insane amount of damage. Yeah. G3 Taymine is just so easy.
Yeah, because it stays there.
Backtax on. It's just so easy to hit backtax on. It's like, I don't know. I used to change per gates, but now I'm pretty comfortable with the charge one, and it's just insane damage.
That's good.
Yeah.
So all right. So lastly will be the rotation, especially now that you don't use a condition judgment. So that's gonna be definitely a different point of view. That way people can see.
Yeah. So it's Glavier doesn't, or sorry, what's the name? Slayer doesn't really use
rotation.
Any set rotation, right? You just what I do when I open to a fight, right? When it's the first rotation ever, I just wait. Let me 1 second. Yeah, I just go in. You just press your stomp. I press small skills until I have a Dren up. Now I have 5 stacks, right? So my next is gonna give me 6, and then I do my big rotation. Yeah. So you kind of have to make sure that I'm not critting, but it's fine. You kind of have to make sure that you press the skills in order of the damage that they deal, right? So if everything's is off CD, right, and you're out of gauge, 1 second, I can't turn off my gauge yet. We don't have the update, but that's fine. All right, so you go here, you go in, you go to the boss. I just press like small skills, right? I don't press my main skills yet because I don't have a Dren. Now I have 5 stacks. Now I go brutal, and then I do my T skill, awakening, and then I do other small skills.
Right.
Well, Guillotine Volcanic isn't small skills, but
it's smaller than the other
one. And then after that, I just press whatever's OCD, right? Yeah, you just keep pressing OCD. There's no thought to it. You just press whatever's OCD. I'm umming, of course, because I don't have max
this gameplay a little more. That way, you don't have to be worrying too much about the condition judgment.
Yeah, I definitely. But there's one. If you don't run CJ, I do think it's mandatory to run mana food. You see, I'm stocked up. Over here. I don't do anything but run mana food. There's nothing.
It's mandatory. Yeah, in most of the classes right now, especially with tier 4, because of the T skill, so much mana.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like you have to run it if you don't. Also, I think you're gonna because I sometimes and I play with extremely good supports, right? They're like very good supports, and
Right.
I still even with this sometimes if they
Wow.
fuck up. So if you don't run CJ, I feel like this Evo tree, or sorry, this leap tree here is pretty much mandatory as well.
Mandatory.
Because like you still do a decent amount. I think my Hyper Awakening does like 4.6 billion, and it's with 4. I think with 5 points it does 5.6. You drop like 1 billion in your Hyper Awakening, but you gain some mana, which is I don't know. I don't know if it's equal, but this is just what I run.
That's pretty good. I dig it. I dig it. I like it. What you guys say? You guys have any questions? Any Slayer in the chat that want to know anything about the class?
If there's not much questions, I do have some extra nodes that I think are very important.
Definitely. Yeah. You can go over it, of course. His rotation. He
I have a
already
bunch
talked
of
about his rotation because he doesn't have conviction judgment, so he play quick research,
Yeah.
and then he pretty much
So-
just spam. It's like a piano class at that point.
Yeah, it's not a hard class, right? So yeah, my extra thoughts that I had or like good tips to play.
Right.
On cooldown? Yeah, exactly. Just on cooldown.
On cooldown, yes.
So I try before you go into a fight, right? I always try and pre-stack a dread. Now, if you're in a pug, not everyone's is gonna auto skip the first cutscene, which is very annoying.
Right.
But on a second or third pull, just everything after the first pull is gonna be very easy, and you should always try and do that because then you can go in and you can instantly just
big
go to
damage.
the boss.
Right.
And you don't have to stack, right? You can just go in and press your big damage first.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense.
So you and like everything about Predator is having like trying to fit in more, right? Because you're high swift, so you want to fit in more like
more skills
cast. So if you can cast your brutal as the first skill, or it's only your like your third skill or fourth skill, then your brutal is gonna sit off CD. You're able to press it, but you don't have 6 stacks, so you can't really press it, which is a little annoying, right? If you pre-stack a Dren, you just get rid of that completely, and yeah.
He went over the tripods. Pretty much what he said about the tripods is that tripods will not change for whatever. If you're looking at a website, those tripods will not change. So everybody will have the same tripods. Can Predator Slayer run mana efficiency to help with the mana problem? Question mark.
I don't think
you can replace any of the other ones, right?
I don't think you should do that.
Yeah, because
I don't know.
The one he has is pretty straightforward.
Like, there's nothing really that's like you can just I don't know. You can just replace easily.
Right.
Like this raid captain is insane value. Mass increase just gives insane value as well. I don't know. I wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
I feel like there's other things you can do that like make you. I feel like it's possible to just do this, take illicit spell instead of limit break, and then you only drop 5 damage. Because the reason you take limit break here is because you get 10% Evo damage, which the same thing is here, right? If a skill costs mana, then that skill also gets buffed by 10%. But the problem is your awakening doesn't cost mana. And so it only buffs this node here only buffs your awakening by 5%, while this buffs it by 10%. Now if you see here, if I go stack because you need the 10 stacks here to do max damage, right? These 10 stacks here are also arc passive. It's just something. If you see here, your awakening. If you have it on and you awaken, it does a lot of damage. Okay, now of course it doesn't crit. It does a lot of damage. Your awakening is like in a raid for me. It does like one with an Astro. It can do 1.4 to 1.6 million or 1.6 billion damage. So it is definitely a lot, and that's why I don't take this node. But if you're struggling a lot with mana, then it's probably something you can take. You can just take this node instead of this.
So somebody asked me if well, I can answer the question, but it's okay for him to answer because he's the one giving the info. He's asking if the boss goes to like in a cutscene or goes away if you do your rotation still or you just stay still. Pretty much you get screwed because that class works that way. That's why a lot of people with Predator or classes like this, they be like skip because if you don't hit the boss, you lose your stacks, right?
Yeah. you kind of, so when the boss runs away, you don't really have anything to like.
Right.
If the boss is completely unhittable, right?
Right.
Not just DR'd in the middle, but completely unhittable, then you're just sad.
Yeah.
The only thing you can try, the only thing you can do during that, and what you have to do is keep up adrenaline. That's the only, like, you have to keep up adrenaline pretty much the whole fight. If you don't, it's not a good look.
Bueno, lo que te explico ahorita. I just play after, okay? That's actually great, really good. That's great. That's great. You can go over your points.
Yeah. So my first things I want to say, right? Predator is a very, like, it's not a hard class at all. You don't have to overthink it. It's high swift. It has almost no animation locks outside of like your awakening and your T skill. It's very easy to get into, in my opinion. Also, you don't have Cursed Doll, which is a plus for some people, right?
Nice.
Not having Cursed Doll is very good. Or not is a plus. It's not very good. It's a plus for some people, right?
Plus,
so it's worth mentioning, I think. So it's also very decent burst damage for a Swift class. I mean, I'm not gonna try it because I'm probably not gonna crit, but it's very decent burst damage, especially for a high Swift class. Now, if you're getting into Predator, I feel like one of the most important things for you to learn is that when you're like at 20 stacks, right, and your gauge is like sub 30%, and you're like just coming back from dodging a pattern, I think the main thing you have to learn is, instead of walking up to the boss and starting to hit,
attack from far away, right?
Or yeah, something like that. You can do that as well. But what I'm trying to get at is, or instead of spacing, you go away and then you shoulder charge into the boss, because it counts as a hit, and then because of a tripod, your fire also keeps your gauge up. So like, say for example, I don't know if you've done Gate 3 Daymine, but he does a pattern where it's like he spawns like black spikes and you have to run away, right?
Right.
What I do is so I'm attacking the boss and I see, okay, he's doing the pattern. I put my stomp down and then I go do the pattern. I dodge, and then I dodge back in. So I like almost don't lose gauge, even though I'm not actually hitting, right?
Wow,
even though
that's
I'm not pressing skills, because you see right here.
Yeah.
Oh wait, it's because of let me put cooldowns on. 1 second. Let me run. Okay, actually I can try, right? So I'm doing the thing.
Right.
He does a pattern. Okay, I press stomp. I run away. I do the pattern.
Wow.
And then I press shoulder charge in. I don't actually lose gauge
okay,
here.
goat. That's goat. That's actually good, bro. That's big, bro. Because the stomp is actually doing hits. So even though he's away, he's still hitting the boss. Yeah, qué poderoso. Jesus. That's more deep.
What's my crit? I can answer that if you want. So my crit is... So actually, I can show it to you. If I have a Dren full stacked and I'm in gauge, right? I have one node in Relic Dren, but it's 107. I'm gonna follow the gauge now, but okay, it's unlucky. It's 107. If I go in and I full stack a Dren, okay, it says it right there. It's 97. Assuming back attack, it's 107. My adren fell off, but
that's
yeah,
huge.
97 engage, full adren stacked, and then if you back attack, you get another 10%, meaning you have 107, and then with crits in, hopefully it's 117. So you're very close to the 119.4 crit mark that you want for full keen blunt efficiency or blunt thorn efficiency.
Oh wow!
Yeah. So you kind of do want one crits in most of the time.
Interesting.
Okay, so one more thing I wanted to mention, just because I just got over it not one more thing, but one of the things I also wanted to mention, because I just talked about keeping your gauge up doing patterns.
Right.
Sometimes it's more beneficial during a mech to let your gauge run out instead of trying to keep it up during a mech. A big example of this is 315. I don't know if you've done Daemon G4. Let me see if I can find a VOD here. 315. Oh wait, no, I'm streaming my game. I can't find a VOD. It's 315 G4 Daemon hard mode. I mean, there's no normal mode.
Yeah.
But G4 Daemon 315 mech, where there's 4 swords in all the corners, and you have to stagger them, right? That mech, most of the time, I just let my gauge fully run out. I don't try to keep it up. Sometimes I try to keep it up, but I look at now I'm very used at it, right? But normally I just completely let it run out.
Right.
So I have my gauge up like this.
Whenever you
and then
come back.
And then when he's
Exactly.
back in the middle, you go to it, you have your gauge up.
And then you send it again.
And yeah, if you have your gauge up like very early before he's even in the middle, what you can do is go to the sword and hit, so you keep your 10 stacks here. Yeah, because these 10 stacks here on the bottom are completely new from Arc passive, right? And they give you 20% damage in total. It's 2% per stack, and 10 stacks give you 20%.
Jeez.
So you actually, it's this made it a little annoying, because now you can't ever attro at the beginning of your burst because you're missing 10 or 20%.
20%, right? Yeah.
So you have to time attros very well, with being at like, this is like a perfect time because everything's up.
Yeah.
And I have 10 stacks, but you have to like have at least 10 stacks here. You can't ever attro without this. Because I mean, you'd just be attroing without 20% free damage, right?
Right.
So you can never do that.
Interesting, huh?
Yeah.
little details, guys. I gotta take notes out here. This thing. Jesus.
Yeah, that's a big thing. Yeah, that's it basically. That were my notes. Oh wait, I mean, actually I have one more. There is some controversy, or not controversy, but some questioning about running master elixir.
Oh.
I think without a crit sin, it's better to run master. Now, I don't do that because I CBA cutting more elixirs.
I don't blame you, brother. I don't blame you.
My elixirs are very good, right? I have 5-5, 5-5, 5-4, 5-4, 5-5, right?
Yeah.
I have level 48. They're very good.
Yeah.
And so me recutting it to get to the same, like, I CBA.
Yeah,
I just CBA.
So you're saying
Also,
pretty much if you have the master, you actually don't need the crit synergy instead, right? Because you.
Well, it's always better, right? But with Belshazzar, you're gonna get some crits as well from the bracelet, hopefully.
Yeah.
If God blesses you. And
RNG,
yeah, I just CBA. Like I will always just cut. I will always just run the elixir.
I don't blame you. Jesus. Well, that's pretty good, guys. Claps for Snowy, and really appreciate the fact that you took some time to help us out with the guide,
Yeah, I know way, but no problem, man.
And just pretty much come with me and anything you need, just let me know if anything. And
yeah, it's all good.
And thank you for the collaboration, brother.
I had fun. It was great.
I appreciate it.
If anyone has questions, I'm always my Discord DMs are always open.
Yeah, make sure this is actually Snowy right here. Make sure to follow, and he's always doing. Let me see where is he right here. I think he's streaming right. Are you streaming right now?
Yeah, I'm streaming right now.
SnnwyNW. I know for some reason it's not there. He is. All right, much love, brother, and thank you so much. I'm gonna be posting this on YouTube, and then I'm gonna ask you for some more information on Discord.
Yeah, no problem.
All right,
it was great.
Take care, brother.
Good luck.
I have a good one.